Hey, I'm Scotty T from Your Comedy Minute. I'm joined today by Jay from the Nips and Tips podcast. Jay, how are you?
I'm doing well. Hey guys, how are you doing today? Happy to be here, and it's a pleasure speaking with Scott today and being on this episode.
And you're coming. There's two parts I want to tell people. Number one, you're coming to us from England, and number two, we've never met till just a few minutes ago.
Definitely, we've never actually met. We've just
Right.
been
I
in
don't know
contact.
anything about you,
Definitely,
other than what I've seen on the internet.
definitely, we've never spoken like before. We've never
Right,
actually
right.
met.
And
We
that's
just
when it's best, buddy. That's
That's when
when
the fun happens, right?
that's when the fun happens. Because God knows what's going to come out of my mouth. My mouth
Definitely.
is like a magician's hat. You never know what's going to come out of it.
Definitely. So, welcome, guys. Thank you, Scott, for the opportunity to speak
Okay.
with your fans today. And I'm happy to answer any questions and tell you
Well,
more
I,
about
I want to start
Nips and
with
Tips
I want to
podcast.
start, Jay, with the Nips and Tips podcast. Can you tell me first what nips and tips is? Because I have my very exciting what nips and tips means.
So, Nips and Tips basically means nips and tips, like male and female. You get me? It means male and female.
Okay, male and
So,
female, nips and
So
tips.
it means a podcast with a male and female
Right,
host.
right.
So basically, Chrissy came up with the name, and yeah, I loved it, and we rode with that.
And Jay, how long have you guys? And let me go back because I did a lot. I did a little research. I don't like to do these things without
Mm,
knowing a little about you.
hmm
Your first three episodes were with a girl or M's. Is that right? How you say it?
Yeah, my first three episodes was with Ems. Ems is a friend of ours. She's not in the UK, right? She's in Africa. So
Okay.
yeah, I started off with her. And then I
And
decided to move it to like
Jay,
Chris.
excuse me, how long ago was that? When did you do your first podcast?
Actually, the first episode we ever had was in October last year,
Okay.
2023. Uh, we've been planning it for quite a while, but we were waiting for equipment and stuff. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if you swear here, but I was like, fuck this shit. Let's start, whether with equipment or without equipment. Let's just put it
Well,
out there, and
you call it, Jay, you call it the best podcast in the world.
the best podcast in the world. One day you're
Oh,
gonna
one day. So
one
people
day
gotta wait.
you're
It's
gonna
not
wait
right
for that
now.
day, but it's one day coming soon.
Okay, all right. Well, yeah, your comedy minute's gonna be the best comedy show one day.
Definitely.
Kids.
If you really believe, it's gonna happen, bro.
Really? Well, it's funny. I don't know. I hope you don't mind. I'll just interject something real quick because I've been doing this 4 years now,
Mm.
and I've busted my butt on YouTube so hard. And here's why I bring it up, Jay, because over on Instagram back a few months ago, one of my jokes went to 350,000
Wow,
views.
nice,
And all of a sudden, Instagram says, hey, you can start making money here. So it's
nice.
really funny when you say about the best podcast in the world, be
If you
careful what you wish for. You don't know what's going to happen.
you just have to believe one day, so far as you keep putting in the work and so far as you keep pushing out what you believe and the
Okay.
content that you believe in,
Right.
it's gonna catch one day. Whether you do it for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years,
Okay.
one
So
day it's gonna
you're in
catch.
it for the long haul.
I'm in it for the long haul. I'm not doing it for jokes or for. I'm
Okay.
in it for
And
real.
and let me ask you this, just because, and pardon my ignorance, I don't know that much. Does Chrissy feel the same way?
Definitely, it's not a we. we both believe that it's not a journey of a day. You're never gonna make it in like a day. Even in a year, you're not gonna make it in a year. You
Okay.
get me? It's just being consistent and putting in the work and never giving up. And always, it's like something that you have in your life that you always have to put in work into and keep being consistent about it. One day, it's definitely gonna pop. And you never know, it might be the craziest thing that you never believed was gonna go anywhere, that is gonna pop. Like you said, 4 years and one day, 350K. Did you believe that minute was gonna make 350K?
Well, I'm in a little different position because I'm not, it's not about becoming a big star. For
Mm,
me, my motto in life is what crumbs of joy can I steal from this day? And like for
exactly,
right now, Jay, you're providing that crumb for me, allowing me the time to spend with you, and hopefully we'll make some people laugh and
exactly.
we'll move your podcast along. If you have fun today, I'll check back in with you in a few months. We'll see how you're doing. I'm all about at this point, not that I've made it, but about helping people. And there's things I can do, after 4 years and knowing what I know about YouTube and knowing because you have a following on Twitter or X now. I
Yeah.
think you also have, do you have TikTok too?
Yeah, I have TikTok, we have Twitter, we have
Okay.
YouTube. We also have audio content on
Right.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Okay.
and all sorts.
So
Yeah,
you're doing exactly what I do. I mean, I hit them all.
I hit them all. I don't spare the rod for anyone.
Well, I use this, Jay. I always say I'm not trying to keep it a secret,
Exactly.
you know.
If you're keeping a secret, nobody's gonna know about it.
Yeah, you always got to be promoting. So
Exactly.
let's talk about the
And
Nips.
also,
Go
sorry
ahead.
to
I'm
interject,
sorry.
and also for people to understand, I'm not saying that we're gonna be or I want to be the best in the world. The best in the world for me is being able to touch the right kind of audience, to reach the right kind of audience, being able to touch a few people's life, being
Okay.
able to engage with a few people daily. That way, I am the best in whatever I do. I don't care about if I have 5 million
Okay.
followers or
Right. Right.
10 billion followers. It doesn't matter to me. So far as
Okay.
I have a core audience that engage with me and understand and love what I do, and I am able to share that my content every day to those audience, I'm good. I am the best
Does
podcast in the world.
does the Nips and Tips podcast? Do people now? I've seen that you get questions like the one that your current one is the biggest lies you're still telling yourself.
Exactly.
And do you get questions or do you take calls or is it just people write in or email?
We take social media like DMs, like
Okay.
Twitter DMs, like we take TikTok
Okay.
comments, TikTok questions, stuff like this. That is basically what we read out, and we share other people's experiences so that other people can actually learn from it and be able
Right.
to avoid making those mistakes
Yeah,
wherever they are in their
you
lives.
cover some pretty, you know,
Controversial topics, right?
why don't you go ahead and tell them? I mean, because in other words, you cover. I mean, what I'm speechless. You tell them. Tell them some of your dirtiest episodes. I mean, I've heard you guys talk some serious crap.
So yeah, definitely. We definitely touch on those controversial topics that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Those secrets that a lot of people don't want to share or don't want to tell their friends, they tell them to us and we share them with you. That's basically what they do, basically what we do.
So you're taking other people's dirt and going, here you go. Here's
We take your burden away from you. and we share with others. So
That's
you
funny.
don't have to put your face to it. You give it to us, and we put our face to it. That's what we do.
Oh, okay. Do you
We
guys
that's
ever find, well, and that there's two parts to this because I was going to ask you, how long have you known Chrissy?
I've known Chrissy for about 2 years now.
Okay.
Chrissy actually has been the motivation of why we actually moved and started this podcast. Because I've always been thinking about starting a podcast, but I wasn't like a one-man person. I needed someone to bounce off conversations with,
Okay.
bounce off ideas with, That's, I believe, what podcasting is mostly all about. You need someone to share the conversations, bounce off conversations
Well,
with.
and that's what I was going to get at is that you two seem to get into it sometimes, where she will just call you out.
Definitely, we call each other
Yeah, I
out
mean, and
without.
it's not pretty. I mean, the shit that you say to one another.
Definitely, we call each other out. We keep it honest. We keep it honest. There's no beating around the bush or trying to be pretty for the camera or trying to mince your words because of the camera. We keep it 100%. We keep it honest, whether you
Yeah,
like it or not.
right.
That is just our opinion, and that's just it.
Well, I admire it, Jay, because I mean, look at the way I do things. I've been doing it this way. People say, Scotty, you got to do TikTok and this. And that. No, I'm not doing TikTok. I'll never do TikTok. I'm not a TikTok guy. The
Yeah,
last
I
thing you
mean,
want to see is Scotty T. Da, 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 da. You don't need that shit. The world doesn't need that shit.
I don't need
So
that.
no, I have my personal reasons. I won't get into it with TikTok.
Mm.
I find it funny that our president here in the United States, here in England, that the president, I don't know if you know this, Jay, this is the kind of stuff you guys love to talk about, where they ban TikTok on all government. There's no,
Government
you're not allowed to
employees.
have TikTok if you're
Yeah,
working for the government.
yeah,
And our president did a TikTok on the Super Bowl Sunday.
yeah.
Not to mention, not to mention that social media is affecting kids so much, but our president
Exactly.
joined TikTok. It's China, for God's sakes. Jesus
Yeah,
God.
they are. The president doing TikTok after banning TikTok is the kind of society we see ourselves in right now. So
Well, he wants the younger demographic.
exactly, you need to please them, them youngins to be able to get next election. So
Yeah.
you gotta do TikTok.
Yeah, I'm
You gotta
sure.
do the
I'm sure
dances.
those young kids are relating to an 80-year-old man
You gotta
with
do the
with
dances.
lasers coming out of his eyes.
You gotta do the dances and stuff. So yeah, that's what we
So
got
let me
ourselves
ask
in.
you this, because as we were touching on a little bit about you and Chrissy and the way you guys banter.
Mhm.
You have how many? Well, let me go through this. You have right now on YouTube, you have 1,200 subscribers. You have
Exactly.
88 videos up, 52,951 views, which is fantastic for only doing it. And I think you have 30. How many episodes do you no, you only have how many episodes do you have up?
We just dropped our 20th episode today, guys. So
Okay.
go check it out.
And what I wanted to ask you, Jay, do you have a favorite and do you think Chrissy has a favorite? And are they the same or out of the 20 you've done?
The favorite episode? Um, for me, I think every new episode I do, it just gets
It
better,
just gets better.
It just
Okay.
get better and better every new episode. The production just gets better and better every new episode. So every new episode I produce, because I do everything myself. I
Okay.
I do the editing, I do everything, I do the posting, everything. So
Okay.
I fall in love with each new episode that I'm editing or
Okay.
producing or posting. So every new episode, I just fall in love with it. The next one.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
me.
you have an amazing setup there with the mics and your camera work and
Yeah,
stuff.
we try our best, bro. We keep pushing, no matter how small we are, we keep growing. The more we grow, the more production gets bigger and better.
Yeah, I'm 61 years old. I have a can and a string. That's what I got. I got a Lenovo ThinkPad with an Elgato face cam with a 1 terabyte hard drive hooked up to it, and here we are.
Yeah, bro. So it doesn't matter so far as you have a way that you can push it out there. Doesn't matter what you
I,
use,
I I
right?
believe I believe you're right. I believe it's the content.
Definitely.
I
It's the
always say,
content that
Jay,
matters. It doesn't matter how nice it
it's
looks.
not about my look so much as what comes out of my mouth,
Exactly, bro.
you
So
know. So you won't go. In other words, then what you're telling me is your latest episode, what's it called?
our latest episode is called Mom and Dad Maths.
Okay. And that would be your favorite episode so far out of all you've
That
done.
will be my favorite episode currently. If you also want to go back to episodes before that, I'll also say maybe episode 18. That's also a very nice episode, so check it out.
What's the title of that one? Is that the one biggest lies you still telling yourself or
So,
you
am I the asshole
yeah.
for yeah, the am I the asshole one? That's
Yeah,
the
you have a batch of those. AITA, am I the asshole? That's on
yeah.
Reddit.
Yeah, that's on Reddit. We get these stories on Reddit, and sometimes our viewers also send in some stories for us that we read out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good topic.
Yeah,
Am I
definitely.
the
And
asshole?
they love those. They love those kind of videos. They get most of the views on the shorts and everything. So we
Right.
give it to them.
Okay. So and would you say that Chrissy has the same, does she feel the same way? Like you guys are getting better all the time?
We keep growing. She keeps also commenting on the videos every day that it's getting better and better. The production keeps
Right.
getting better and better. If you watch our videos from episode 1 to where it is now, you definitely
Sure.
notice
Sure.
the growth and the changes and everything. So yeah, she believes in it, and that's why she's invested in it, right?
Right. Yeah, I'm going to do my 103rd live show, which is a half hour of me just going, no edits, no nothing.
Mm,
And I like to think I can remember my first one to now 103 later.
mhm.
Well, they better get better, you know what I mean?
Definitely, they better
Yeah, I
get
mean,
better.
otherwise I better stop.
What are you doing then?
Yeah. Well, I got to admit, Jay, when I do those, I generally, this isn't water when I'm doing those.
You need to keep awake. You need to stay awake one way or the other, right?
Well, I get a little, if he's watched any of my live ones, by the end of them, I'm about half drunk and I'm saying some pretty crazy shit.
Yeah, bro. So anything that works better for you, that works good for you, that makes your show much more better, like let it grow, definitely keep doing
Well,
that.
it's all about that, and I think you said a mouthful a while ago when you said about that you want to help people cope with things that maybe they wouldn't talk about. Because I've watched enough. I've watched, several different of your episodes, and you guys really do. You not only talk about stuff that is, edgy, but then both. And I like what you said, nips and tips, where it's Chrissy saying what she has to say, and then you
Exactly.
have to say what you have to say.
And you have to put those together for it to make sense. You get me? If you if you put only one, it doesn't make sense. You have to
Yeah.
balance it with each other for it to make sense. You
Well,
get
I'll go back to it. Boy, I've seen her call you out on some shit. You will try and say something, and she'll be like, "No, and she get right in your ass."
no, she. That's why I love it because she gives also she's honest about her opinions and she tells you the way it is. She doesn't get shy about it or anything. So
Well, tell
that's
her
why I
from
love
me.
it.
Tell her from me, Jay, that I'm a little pissed off she's not here today.
Actually, she was not feeling very happy that I didn't tell her that she could find a way to
Oh,
connect.
oh
She told
my.
me she could find a way to connect, even if it's to connect from where she is. But I told her
Okay.
even if it's fine next time, maybe we'll
We
definitely
can do
arrange
that.
something
If
next
you
time.
haven't seen, I did one. The one young man was in England, and the
Yeah, I
other
think I
guy
saw that. Yeah,
was in Sweden.
I think I saw that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
we
no,
can do it.
definitely when she's back from the travels, we'll arrange that
Yeah.
one with
Let me
all
know.
of
We'll set
us.
it up, and we'll do this again with because I'd love to have
Definitely,
both of you on. That way, she can
definitely.
yell at me and tell me what an asshole I am.
Trust me, she
Oh no,
would.
I know. She'll put a shoe in your ass right quick. My kind of girl.
Definitely, bro. So, by the way, thank you very much, guys, for having us on. It's been a pleasure you speaking with Scott. It's been a pleasure having you guys, and we'll definitely come back next time with
So you're
the
ready to
full
go.
with the
You're
full
going
squad. Yeah,
already.
with the
You're
full
ready to
squad.
go. You're leaving.
No, no, no. I'm just letting them know that we'll
Oh
come back.
hell! God, you just took over. Hell, I thought I was running shit around here. Now you taking over.
I'm
God
te-
damn.
I'm telling them that I'm gonna come back with the full squad with Chrissy and I, not
Yeah.
only me.
Well, we'll do that. We'll do that. But well, look, I can let you go if you're getting bored with me.
No, 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 no,
My
no.
feelings are hurt a little bit. If I, you know, Jay, if I had feelings, they'd be hurt a little bit.
I'm just telling them not to be annoyed that
No,
Chrissy
this
is
is
not
just a
here today.
preview.
Yeah.
This is
So
hey,
when
this is just the tips part. We don't have a tips part.
the Nips part is not here yet, so
Okay, so
might not be
this is
making
Scotty
it
T
might
and the
not be
tips.
making sense.
Scotty T and the tips. Well, listen, we can cut it a little short till we get Chrissy on the next one. But
No, no, yeah.
I did ask you, Jay, and please before we go,
No,
uh,
no, no. We are not going. Let's
no, we're gonna
keep
go.
it
We're gonna
going,
go
bro.
shortly. We're gonna go. We've got a few more minutes. We'll go a few more, but I want you to cover the latest episode is called
Mom and Dad Maths.
okay,
So basically, it's been Mom and Dad Maths. I don't know if you know. He's been going around Twitter, Instagram, um, TikTok. Is basically weird things that moms and dads do to their kids, basically, while growing up. This applies to usually African moms and dads and Caribbean moms and dads.
okay,
I don't know if it really applies to Americans or,
right,
but you never know. The Black Americans, definitely it will apply to them.
okay,
So yeah, it's basically things that your mom or your dad did while you were little, while you were growing up,
right,
that was weird. Something like your mom not follow your mom taking another route to go to take you to school or to go somewhere instead of taking the normal route, so she doesn't pass your favorite shop and you don't have to ask her for a new toy or stuff like that.
right, yeah.
So it's yeah, stuff like that.
Well, again, I wanted to make sure that we mention your latest podcast. And again, when I post this, again, we're going to come back with Chrissy and do the whole thing. But when I
Definitely.
post this, and it'll be probably next Saturday, the following Saturday. I do one every Saturday. When I post it, I'll put the links to
To
your
the podcast.
Instagram, your
Yeah,
X, your Spotify, or wherever you have your podcast. Every link that you have, I will include it so that the people can come and check you guys out because what you're doing is a
definitely.
lot of fun.
Thank you guys. Check us out.
Yeah,
Scotty is going to put the links in the description.
I
Click on the
certainly will.
links and definitely follow and enjoy. And if you
Okay.
like what we do, drop a comment also and let me
Okay.
know
And
that you're from Scotty's channel. So
I'm gonna let you go. But Jay, I asked you, I told you it's called Your Comedy Minute. So now is the time where I would like you, if you can, I don't care what it is, it doesn't have to be a joke, that just something that happened. For instance, you mentioned Africa, okay?
mhm.
I don't know if you saw I had a young lady on from Africa.
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure,
Did you
sure.
see her?
Yeah,
And
yeah. So
her funniest moment was she thought guys were catcalling her, and she fell into a mud puddle.
yeah, I'm gonna tell you one. In Africa,
Okay,
we used to believe cats were demonic, like they had like voodoo or juju on them. So whenever you had a cat mewing, it was they had juju, or juju was calling you, or stuff was voodoo, or
So
voodoo was calling
wait,
you.
now, hold on.
So you avoided anything concerning cats.
You thought that cats,
Not, I thought in Africa, this is
cats are
the belief.
demonic.
Yeah, that they have voodoo with
They have
on them.
voodoo, bad
Yeah,
juju.
so any cats that you see around, you need to avoid it. Do not come close to the cats and stuff like that.
What goes round and round and taps on the glass?
Round and round and taps on the glass.
A cat in the microwave. That's that's how you get the voodoo out of them.
Definitely.
What? Here's another one for you. What do you call it when you throw a cat out of a car window?
Tell me.
Kitty litter. There's a couple
Yeah.
of jokes for you, Jay. That's what I try to do. I try to make people laugh.
Definitely, definitely.
I do my
Yeah,
best.
yeah, definitely.
Well, Jay, I thank you so much. If you can you hang out for a second? I'll stop the recording, but I'd like to
All
talk to you
right.
for a minute or two off the record, if that's okay.
All right, sure, no problem.
Okay, let me stop the recording
Sure,
and
sure,
just
sure.
hang out for a second.
All right.
Thanks again, Jay. I had a great time.
Thank you very much, Scotty. It was a pleasure, and yeah, it was nice.
I'll
Thank
see
you
you
very
soon with
much.
Chrissy. Hold on a second now.